What's up, guys? Volt here, bringing you a brand new Fast and Furious car remake. Today's remake, I'm bringing you the 1968 Dodge Charger R/T from Fate the Furious, the one that Dom drives, which people mainly call it the Ice Charger now. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. Let me pull over here in the sunlight real quick so you guys can still see it and everything. I know I'm going to get a little bit of slack for this. This is not a Charger. I know that. It's based on Ken Block's Unicorn, which I know is based off of some sort of Mustang. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked too much into that. It's based on the Unicorn. It has the liveries for it and everything like that. This is pretty much the closest car I could come with that looks, really, really close to the Dodge Charger in Fate the Furious that Dom drives, the Ice Charger. Again, this is about the closest thing you can get. I'll put the request on screen right now so you can see that. This was a requested car, of course, so thank you for requesting that. Appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, this is what I came up with. I think it turned out pretty good, and for the car itself, it's fairly easy to build. It's just a little bit expensive, I would say. I was gonna say cheap, but it's not cheap. It's actually fairly expensive. As always, we're gonna start with the base price, which you're gonna go to the internet travel and transport website. We go down to the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website. You want to go down and find the Declasse Drift Tampa, which is basically a part of the Cunning Stunts. And what it's going to do is it's going to cost you about $1 million. I would say $995,000, roughly about $1 million. Customization wise, not going to take you that long, not going to take you that much. You're going to need to do a glitch for the color, but other than that, it's pretty easy. Choose whatever livery you want and purchase it, because you're going to be removing the livery afterwards. But anyways, let's get inside. Can I help you? Oh, typical GTA. All right, let's get inside and customize the beauty. Let's pull in the Class A Drift Tampas in the sports category, which just now realized that, and that kind of doesn't make any sense because it should be a muscle car. But okay. Anyways, I want to say a little bit of a background why I chose this car. The main reason I chose this car is because the body style mainly looks really close to the Ice Charger. I also found some really nice rims that work really well as well, and the color I think turned out pretty decent. The other part is it was pretty much had, I would say, bolt-on fenders and such, so like the rivets on the fenders, kind of like on the wide body itself, even though it is based on a Unicorn, it, looks really reminiscent of the Ice Charger. Hopefully the person that did request it does enjoy the build. It's not too expensive, I would say. As I go over all my builds, I go over the overall look, the visual appearance, and the basic design of the car and how it's portrayed in the movie, game, or anywhere else in general itself. Anything else I don't go over is completely up to you. I just put a few staples in you want to make sure you follow. That way you can recreate the car. So without further ado, let's get into the build. So to start things off, we're going to go down to the lights. You heard me right. You can't really do too much to the body with this thing. It's just mainly the lights, the wheels, which, the rims and things like that, and the livery. I think that's in the color. That's pretty much it. I don't think you can change anything else. You can't put a different spoiler on, can't put a different body kit on, nothing like that. So for the headlights, you just want to keep them stock, guys. You know me, I always keep them stock. And yeah, it turns out pretty good. And for the neon kit, there's no neon on the car. So just keep the neon off, save yourself some money. I do apologize. I am a little sick. I have the coronavirus, so I am trying to get through it. So if you hear me cough or my voice isn't that great, I'm apologizing ahead of time. So sorry. After that, we move on to the livery. You want to go with none. Again, you can purchase it with the regular rum, which is pretty much Ken Block's design, or you can put on a Hot Ring Racer or the Haze Racer. It says Hot Ring Racer, but it says Haze on the car, so it doesn't really look like a Hot Ring Racer personally, but to each his own, I guess, right? But yeah, you just want to put none on. It's going to cost you, I would probably say like 10, maybe 20,000 to remove the livery, maybe something like that. Maybe even 5,000, something like that. Not a lot. It's fairly cheap. After that, move on to the plate. Now the plate, completely up to you. Personally, I would go with the blue on white 2, or possibly even the blue on white 3, and then just either come up with a custom plate or put your own plate on. There was no plate on the car. It was a kind of like illegal car that he owned. He didn't have a plate on it. He never had a plate on it. I guess you could put one of the older ones on from like one of the older Chargers that he had, but that's completely up to you again. I just put a Fate plate on. I think that looks pretty good. So same respray for last. We move on to the suspension. I put on the street suspension. It was lowered a little bit, not too much. So either you can keep it stock, you can lower it, or you can put it down to street. I also did turn this into kind of like a drift vehicle. No, it doesn't drift. I tried, I should say. I tried to turn it into a drift vehicle. It doesn't drift, unfortunately. Even though it has its name, Drift Tampa, it doesn't drift. Street suspension is pretty much what I would say. Other than that, I would say either stock or lowered. So take your pick on how you think. I still think that street is pretty good. After that, we move on to the wheels. You want to go to wheel type. Now, before the street option of the wheels were actually involved or kind of put into the LSC, I went with the sport category rims, the Mercy rims. I think they fit pretty well. They weren't as concave as I was expecting and hoping, but they were pretty close to what the actual design was. Now, if you actually go back into the street category, you can go to the Mercy concaves. They look almost identical to the ones that are actually on the car itself. They have the rivets around the outside and the inside. They have the nice, spokes. It has more design and definition to them than the normal Mercies, and I feel like they just put them in here for this car alone or something similar. That's the one I would go for. Unfortunately, we can't get them chrome. That's what they would be if we could do is get them chrome, but in the street category, only some rims are chrome and some are just like these here are chrome. These are just alloy. So unfortunately, I just kept them alloy. I think it looks the best. After that, move on to the tires, tire design. You just want to keep the tires. Nothing changes there. Nothing changes there. Tire enhancements, bulletproof tires on if you wish. More realistic if you don't. I did because I was stupid back then. I had this car a long time ago. Could have probably stanced it a lot better. Maybe it would drift a little bit easier, but who knows. And tire smoke, white tire smoke. Last before the respray is windows. You just want to keep it none. You didn't have any tint on the windows at all. Like, it had like bulletproof windows pretty much. Like think about if you had the windows from the ZR380 on this, it would look a lot closer because, the windows were like riveted or up and like bulletproof, like bullet shield and all that stuff. So it was pretty cool. Like I said, the only thing missing on this car to make it look more realistic would be like the windows changing, probably the front of the hood, get rid of that part, put on some like a little bit of a different design on the hood, change the back, put the EMP/big giant, exhaust tip in the back, and remove the exhaust on the side, and probably remove the roof scoop on top. But that's pretty much it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in 2 seconds with a rolled steel primer color. All right, and we're back. As you see on my car, my primered out rolled steel. Looks nice and shiny. Nice and clean, too. The rolled steel is like a nice primer color. I like it. I like doing it in my cars and that. That way I can show you guys how I do my colors, if it's a custom crew color, if it's an LSC color. That way I don't BS you, tell you guys, oh, this is this. You can do this. I'm just telling you how you do it straight up, okay? For this, you're going to need to do a glitch. Don't worry, you're not going to get in trouble. And it's very simple to do, okay? So first off, you're going to need to go to primary color. You want to go down to the matte colors, and you want to go down to the light gray. It's going to cost you $2,000 for that. After that, back out and go to the secondary color, go down to the mattes, and go down to the light gray. It's going to cost you another $1,000. So about $3,000 for the paint so far. You're like, wait, so far? Now, as you can see, it has a nice, smooth finish to it. But what we want to do is make it look a little bit more like metal, like, sheet metal, kind of. So in my idea and thought, I would add a pearlescent. You're probably like, how can you add a pearlescent to matte? Well, if you haven't watched my previous videos, then you probably don't know how to do it. But I'm going to show you how to do it in this video here. So what you want to do is go to primary color, go down to metallic, and just hover over color. You can just either cycle through them, you can just sit on it for about 10 seconds. All you want to do is just sit here, I would say about 5 to 10 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back out. Now you want to go to an option that you can change really fast and cheap. I usually go with the license plate because it is the cheapest thing you could do. It's like $200, $100, something like that. If you have a custom plate, that's even better. So you just change it to custom plate. Okay. And I'm going to go back down here and put my fate plate on. There we go. Go back in the respray, go back in the primary color, go down to pearlescence, and lo and behold, you can actually add a pearlescent over top of it. Any kind of matte color you can do this with. You can do this with the metals. You can also do this with the chrome, which there's other things you can do with the chrome as well, but this works really good with the matte colors and the classic colors if you don't want to spend money on the metallics, because the metallics are more expensive than the classic colors. So you're probably wondering, what color did we add on here? Well, right here is what I added on, bluish silver. It gives a more metal-like look, an appearance to it, a lot more shine, and it just looks a lot better. And that is it. That is how you recreate the 1968 Dodge Charger RT from Fate of the Furious, more known as the Ice Charger to most. I think it turned out pretty good. Like I said, didn't spend too much time on this, on the color. I wasn't going to come up with a custom color because most of the custom colors are just, I just don't feel like they fit well. You know, the car is like a primered color almost, and just adding that bluish silver pearlescent just gives the matte color a little bit of a shine, but it still gives it that primer-like look. You guys can let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. So let's go outside. This way you can see it in the dark. See, it still has that kind of shine to it. It's got a little bit of blue shine to it, which that's not terrible. That's why the bluish silver's on there. You see, somebody said a bomb somewhere. Oh, proximity on there. Nice. So I think it looks pretty good. And again, it doesn't drift, unfortunately. I mean, it does to an extent. It just doesn't have enough power, just like most cars in GTA. It's pretty fun to drive, though, I will say that. But maybe if you didn't put bulletproof tires on, then you might be able to, like, stance it and drift it. Not sure. I mean, it's based on the unicorn, and it doesn't drift. That's a very, very big letdown. So, as always, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave your comment down in the comment section for what car you want me to build next. Or if you have any suggestions, leave them down there. Have any options to change on the car, let me know as well. Stay tuned for more videos as well. And if I have any changes, make sure to look at the description / top comment on the video. I always put any changes on there, and you get full credit if you do come up with something that I missed, or something that needs changed and I didn't even notice. And I just wrecked the car. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And hope to see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.